Sometimes you gotta play the fool to fool the fool who thinks they're fooling you. That's a quote from one of the John Wick movies, and today we have the John Wick 69 Ford Mustang Boss 429 from Greenlight here. There's a storyline of John Wick if you haven't seen it. I'm trying to get a Mezco figure of this guy, but they're pretty pricey on eBay, so it might not happen. Anyhow, this is a lot cheaper than the Mezco figure. I got this off eBay from Diecast Models Wholesale. I like those guys. I do like this packaging. Well, it's not as good as the smaller boxes, like from Tarmac Works Global. I think they have the best packaging. I think if it was packaged like that, this would be fine. You know, all this extra bit. If you're not even going to talk about the car or the statistics of it, you know, short cards, like Hot Wheels short cards are nice. I'm trying to preserve some of this bubble so I can put it on an airplane and not destroy the car, but I guess I am going to have to destroy some of it. Alright. So I got to preserve this. Alright, so I read an article from supercars.net on just a regular Boss 429. So this Boss 429 was developed to compete in NASCAR against all the Chrysler Hemi engine vehicles. Let's see, it was launched in 1969, and there was a homologation rule of 500 units had to be made so they could go racing with it. Power was legally rated to 375 horsepower, but 500 horsepower was possible, and with a few modifications, people were running 600 horsepower. It's pretty common, I guess. So this thing had a lot of options that a regular Mustang wouldn't have, or a lot of nicer things. Maybe they're not even options, like a manually controlled hood scoop, a front spoiler, dual mirrors, oil cooler, trunk, battery, power steering, power front disc brakes, and 4-speed manual, rear sway bar, 15-inch tires, and a radio. The package added $2,000 to the original cost of $2,740. So if the car cost $2,740, this package cost $2,000 more. That's a big percentage, right? There was an option of an adjustable rear spoiler. The car was produced for 2 years, and then one of them sold for $500,000 at auction. So that's what I learned. Okay, starting with the wheels here. You got nice printing on the tires and stuff like that. What I'm having an issue is the tire itself. It looks really flat. It's not like curved out enough, you know, compared to. It should be more rounded, I think. And then I'm not a fan of these treads. These treads look too blocky. They look like they belong on an off-road truck, not on a street car. I will say that the wheels are nicely done, though. The chrome is nice, and then the black inside. You can see, I think, a little bit of a lug nut detail in there as well. Okay. So the Boss 429 is nice and legible. The 3 black stripes look good. The panel gaps look good. The door handle's raised a little bit. I can't tell if there's any paint on it. There might be silver paint. It's hard to say. I don't know if this is I think this actually might be a functional scoop. Or maybe not. Why would there be a scoop back there? Maybe for go to the diff. Anyways, there's no black paint there. This is painted alright. No front reflector on the side. Some Mustang missing its rear legs here. And it's got a nice circle around it, though. Nice silver trim painted for the molding, and then nice that there's no side window, so we can actually see the interior. And let's see, just standard molded details, you know, but you got some round gauge depressions, and oddly there's one on the passenger side. That doesn't make sense, right? Mustang fans, please chime in. Why would that be there? Why would there be a big hole there? You know? I mean, it's just one hole on the passenger side, but 2 on the other. The other side, I'm sure one's a speedometer, one's a tachometer. But what's the deal with the right side of the car? Well, actually, let's continue looking here. Some ribbing on the seat. I think that's an e-brake there. Let me get on this side. Yeah, shifter's alright. Steering wheel's alright. Yeah, I guess it's alright. It's just kind of weird. I just don't understand what's going on the passenger side. Okay. Where'd my pick go? There it is. Alright, this side of the car looks pretty nice. No complaints. Okay, front end. Sadly, not a fan of these white headlights, you know. Plastic would be nicer. Nice little texture in the grille, black paint, and then this Mustang logo looks nice. Red, white, and blue, and a horse on it. This little spoiler here is part of the casting, but it's painted black, so alright. Then the hood itself has a functional scoop, so that's pretty cool. You can actually see a little bit of the blue of the engine in there. Wiper blades are just molded, casted in, painted silver. Some vents there. So this is not a very good panel gap for me. I'm not a big fan. It's quite wide. You know, if you look at the panel gap for the front hood versus the rear trunk has really thin panel gaps. These are much wider. And it also looks rounded, you know, like the edge isn't sharp. Okay, well, let's see if it opens. Pretty sure Mustangs have front opening hoods. Well, so just another reason why hoods I think are kind of silly. It seems like a lot of them don't open, right? I don't want to break it. So anyways, alright, well the stripes seem okay. This one's not perfectly straight. This one's much better. But they do carry over to the back, and I guess that's where we'll go. So the wing is a separate piece. It looks pretty good, pretty thin plastic. And then the taillights are printed on. They're printed on pretty well. The center gas cap there has the Mustang logo, I think, on it. Let's try to get in a little closer. Yeah, it looks pretty good, I think. The license plate's great. You know, a real license plate. Probably accurate to the movie, I'm gonna assume. I don't know. I don't think the photos I pulled up, only the middle photos from the movie. Exhaust tips are alright. They're pretty thin, so you're not going to have any hollowness to those things. Alright, so sadly Greenlights have riveted bases. They are metal, and then one thing I do like about the Greenlights, they tell you what you want to know. Who made it, when it was copyrighted, or general idea when it was made, and then the year, and what the car is, and all that other legal jargon. So Greenlight has the best, and it's legible, you know. Although it's pretty small to the naked eye, to be honest with you. Alright, anyways, the tire treads look pretty good. The tire width, I suppose, is okay. Yeah. Alright, just from the side, they look like truck tires, you know? Not a fan of that. Alright. There's a little bit of a vent detail under the bumper, and the bumper is cast in on both the front and the rear. Okay, let's compare it to a couple of their Mustangs here. So I got this other John Wick Mustang. I forget which, maybe this is from the second movie? That's from the first? Well, this is, no, I'm sorry, this is Gone in 60 Seconds, but it's a Greenlight. But you know what? Why is this thing so narrow? Hold on, let me give you a top view. I complained about this in a different video. It's such a narrow looking vehicle. Doesn't seem right. This looks wider. Maybe it's an illusion of some sort. I don't know. Here's an Auto World Mach 1. And then here's a Plymouth Roadrunner, I think it is. Auto World doesn't tell you what the car is on the bottom, so I'm just going to make up random names. That's the Plymouth Green Pumpkin. That's the name for it now. Alright, well, here's a top view. Let's get this thing spinning up here. Okay, well, it's a well done model as far as execution goes. Everything seems to be printed alright, you know, nothing majorly wrong. There's no like major scratches or weird casting blobs or anything like that. And with Greenlight, all the parts are where they should be. Granted, it's just a wing. But, you know, I've had some Greenlights where the graphics are all scratched or the parts are loose or just falling off. So this one has done a good job. Alright, well, hopefully if you like this video, maybe you want to pick this one up yourself. I think it's a pretty cool car. If you like the John Wick movies, that is. You know, it's kind of like... they're just, you know, time killer movies. They're just action-packed, you know, a bunch of silly lines in there. And guns, more guns. So anyways, I have served. I will be of service in the future. And I will see you in the next video.